Tons of water.
Helicopters are able to come in, fill up there, and pick up water, turn around, and go drop them back on the fires. What's great about that is they're on a quick fill system, so once one helicopter fills up and leaves, another helicopter can come in right behind it to fill up.
It's the second helicopter hydrant that Yorba Linda has installed over the past 2 years. The DACA program may have been ruled unlawful by a federal judge earlier this month, but Mayor Garcetti is fighting back. The mayor's fund for Los Angeles and 2 other groups will pay for 500 local community college students to apply for DACA status. The district's 9 colleges have about 10,000 undocumented students. Mayor Garcetti says Los Angeles will always stand up for our dreamers. One of the charges against Harvey Weinstein has been thrown out for now. We'll have details coming up at the top of the hour at 1 o'clock. Right now it's 12:55. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the line, sponsored by Grocery Outlet. Here's Tony Campos.
In Mission Hills on the eastbound of 118 right at the 5. This was a crash. Looks like a little police activity also involved in this crash, and it appears they stopped lanes to get that moved off the freeway. So the backup right now is affecting the northbound 405 connector to the 118 east, and also that 118 is back to down Woodland. A stalled car in lanes and a crash, and they've been cleared in Tarzana, and that caused a little bit of slowing out of Calabasas and still a bit slow through Woodland Hills. On the 110 northbound, we started with a crash in South LA right at Manchester on that 110 north, so that slowed things down from the 105. Ahead of that, a hit and run crash, that's the 110 north at Gage over on the right shoulder, and so that's making a slow drive on that 110 north as you head into the downtown area. And then we have some Caltrans work from Hill Street. That's starting in Hill Street. The right lane is still blocked, and so that's causing quite a bit of backup right before the 101. We do have a stalled car. This is, or actually a 2-car crash. This is now reported 2-car crash. 60 West and Hacienda Boulevard. That's causing a bit of slowing. Looks like they're working on getting those vehicles moved over to the right shoulder. 5 north and not. Crashes being reported in one apart. From now until the end of July, be sure to stop in your local grocery outlets to participate in our 11th annual Independence from Hunger Drive. When you donate $5 in cash or a donation bag, we'll give you a $5 coupon for a future visit. Next report at 1:05 with more traffic reports more often in the carsandtoyota.com 24-hour traffic center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Highs today, 70s and 80s near the coast, 90s in the valleys, lots of sunshine right now. At LAX it is 70 degrees. Some of our top stories: COVID hospitalizations are way up in California, and Harvey Weinstein's lawyers are declaring a small victory after hearing this morning. Details in 3 minutes. It's 12:57.
Merry Christmas! In July, Tucson Auto Center is having their annual Christmas in July sale, which sees savings on every new and used car, truck, and SUV in stock. During our sale, each dealer will also be collecting toys and non-perishable food for the OC Rescue Mission. It's a great way to save a bundle and help someone out who needs it the most. Tucson Auto Center, let's ride. Off the 5 freeway on Tucson Ranch Road.
Hey, sweetie.
Dad, show me again how to fold dumplings like Grandma. My friends are coming over.
You know, it might be hard on a video call, but...
Dad?
Blackouts are coming to California, and hungry guests won't be your only problem. With the right technology, we can help end blackouts. Californians are receiving up to 1 million free smart thermostats from Home Connect, a free service that pays you to save energy. Register and get yours at ncaBlackouts.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Marcus by Goldman Sachs offers personal loans with no fees, ever. Banks offer coffee. So what's more important, a Marcus by Goldman Sachs loan with no fees that could help consolidate debt, or bank coffee that tastes like bank coffee? You got money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs and Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
I'm looking forward to a play date with my granddaughter.
I can't wait to get together with my friends for a backyard barbecue.
If you're 65 or older, you're starting to get back to doing things you love. Did you know even healthy adults 65 and older are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia? It's a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. Help protect yourself with the Prevnar 13 pneumococcal 13 valent conjugate vaccine, diphtheria CRM197 protein. Prevnar 13 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 13 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 13 does not protect against all strains of the disease. Ask your doctor or pharmacist today about Prevnar 13. Learn more at Prevnar13.com. Don't get Prevnar 13 if you have had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with a weakened immune system may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-866-694-9300 or visit Prevnar13.com.
The news you need from the station you trust.
Live from the KNX studios in Los Angeles.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station.
KNX KRTH and HD2 Los Angeles.
KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
An Odyssey station.
Coming up, our top local story, a judge has largely denied a bid by Harvey Weinstein's lawyers to throw out multiple charges against him. In LA County, COVID hospitalizations are up 371% since June. I'm Brian Payne. It's 1 o'clock. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Credit Karma.
I'm Matt Piper in New York. A $100 incentive to get the shot from the government. We've learned President Biden is just about to call on state and local governments to provide $100 payments to every newly vaccinated American. And more mask mandates are about to be announced by the president. Our Stacey Lynn is at the White House.
The president is hoping to use the federal workforce as a model for employers nationwide. Feds will either have to get the shot or face regular COVID testing. White House Deputy Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre.
As a large employer, the largest in this country, who cares about the individuals who keep the government running, we have an obligation to be good stewards of the workforce and ensure their health and their safety.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
And another mask mandate, this time in Washington, D.C., where Muriel Bowser is mayor.
People over the age of 2 must wear a mask indoors, regardless of their vaccination status.
And that begins Saturday morning. An American finishes atop the podium in the women's Olympic gymnastics all around. Suni Lee becomes the 5th straight American to win that title. But she hinted at not always loving the sport and wanting to walk away. In the same week, Simone Biles bowed out of competition, citing her mental health.
This medal definitely means a lot to me because there was a point in time where I wanted to quit and I just didn't think I would ever get here, including injuries and stuff. So there's definitely a lot of emotions, but I'm super proud of myself for sticking with it.
Biles may still compete in the coming days. Disgraced former Cardinal Theodore McCarrick has been charged with sexually assaulting a teenage boy during a wedding reception in Massachusetts back in 1974. CBS's Nikki Batiste is following that.
Here's how McCarrick can apparently be criminally charged with sexual assault almost 40 years later. According to Massachusetts law, because he was not a resident in the state, the statute of limitations essentially froze when he left the state at the time of the alleged assault in 1974. At that time, McCarrick lived in New York City. McCarrick, who now lives in Missouri, is due in a Massachusetts courtroom on August 26th. His lawyer confirmed the charges to us and told CBS News we look forward to addressing the case in the courtroom.
This just in, we have just learned that First Lady Jill Biden has to undergo a procedure today at Walter Reed Medical Center. While in Hawaii this past weekend, she stepped on something at the beach, which has been in her left foot ever since. We're told the president will join her at Walter Reed. At the close, the Dow gained 153, the Nasdaq gained 16. This is CBS News.
Right now, visit creditkarma.com/win-money to open your free account and start winning instant karma. No purchase necessary. Exclusions and terms apply. See rules.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Good afternoon, I'm Karen Adams, KNX in depth in just a moment. But first, our top local stories at 103. COVID hospitalizations are quickly going up. The state's reporting just over 3,600 hospitalizations. That's up 268% from June 15th when the economy fully reopened. In LA County, they've jumped 371% since then. It's likely hospitalizations here will top 1,000 tomorrow, something that hasn't happened in months. Officials say unvaccinated people account for the vast majority of new cases. Meanwhile, the percentage of people testing positive continues to climb. The state's average test positivity rate is nearly 9 times higher now than it was on June 15th. Lucky Piscuta, KNX 1070 News Radio. Lawyers for Harvey Weinstein are declaring a small victory in the case against the disgraced entertainment mogul.
He was brought into court by wheelchair. Harvey Weinstein wearing a brown jailhouse smock and a blue face mask. His attorneys were trying to argue for 3 of the charges against him to be dropped. They were successful with 1, count 5.
The 11-count indictment alleges crimes against 5 alleged victims. The judge dismissed the count
that relates to one of the 5 victims. 20% of the district attorney's case has just been thrown out. The judge allowing prosecutors the opportunity to refile, but it's no guarantee that count 5 will remain a part of the case. Count 5 is dead. Weinstein's attorneys also argued that count 6 and 7 should be tossed down.